everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and I am back. I feel like I've been gone for a long time from working on this journal, and a lot of things have happened, and so I'm going to do some inking and I'm going to do some talking today. So if my talking annoys you, you might want to go to the next video. But well, first of all, I also wanted to show you, I got this. We went flea marketing. We were out of town. We went to Eufaula, Oklahoma. And we went to see Billy Burke. He's a pastor who has the gift of healing and miracles. And I had watched him on YouTube. And we had actually gone to Tulsa, Oklahoma to see him at a church. But I've been kind of binge watching him on YouTube. And so if you want to watch him, it's Billy with a Y on the end, and then Burke, B-U-R-K-E. And he's just an amazing person. And so while we were down there, of course, we went to the flea markets. And I got this bag of trading stamps, and it just reminds me of my mom, because she collected green stamps and gold bond stamps, and she fixed up my bedroom one time, and she got me this. It was like a vanity with a mirror, and it had a place to put your makeup and things like that. And then it had this seat with a pillow on it that kind of went like that. Anyway, and she got it with green stamps. So, you know, it was perfect for a teenager, or almost teenager. And I just loved it. Anyway, so I just saw these, and that's full. Anyway, had to have it. I thought it was cute. And there's gold bond back here. But anyway. Okay, so here are my pages. You know, we did the texture on them, and they look wonderful, I think. I love it. And on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and ink these, fold them and ink them. And I'm going to use my vintage photo, of course. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to tell you some of the things I saw, because it was amazing. There were so many people who got healed. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever watched those kind of healing things, but you know, I know people doubt it, and they think that, and I think back in the past, there were some frauds. I think there must have been people who did that and like had people planted in the audience and stuff. But I know Pat Robertson on the 700 Club calls out healings, and I used to be kind of skeptical of that when I was younger. And then one time when I was selling, I used to sell stuff. I think I've mentioned that before. I used to do, like, you know how people sell Tupperware in a home party type thing. I sold crystal, and then I sold jewelry, and then I sold stuff that was like Pampered Chef. And anyway, I was at a party, before the party, talking to the hostess, and somehow or other she brought up Pat Robertson and the 700 Club, and she said that, and she was Catholic, and she said that he had called out a healing on his show, and I don't know if he said her name, because I know sometimes they say names, but she said it was for me, and I was instantly healed of, and you know what, this was, 40 years ago, 35 years ago probably. Anyway, I don't remember what the disease was, but it was some serious disease, and she said she was instantly healed, and I was so shocked, and like, okay, well, he's for real then, and I felt ashamed that I had doubted him. But anyway, so we went to Eufaula, and he had people who were healed of eye diseases. And we were staying in this hotel, or motel. It was a Best Western. It was like the only kind of name brand motel in the town. And so all these other people who had come to see him and be healed and so on were at the hotel. So we were seeing these people after the fact and talking to them, because he always says, you can talk to them. Go up and ask them about their healing. Make sure it's real for yourself so you don't have any doubts. And this one man had Lyme's disease, very serious, like almost died from it. And used a cane, and it had gone into his organs and just devastating. And so he prayed for him, and it was a 3-day thing. They had 3 night meetings, 3 nights of meetings. And each night the man just was getting healthier and healthier and better. He didn't have to use his cane. He had a, what do you call it? A catheter. I know that's kind of gross, but he was using a catheter to go to the bathroom. And he wanted to, the last night we were there, he went forward to testify about his healing, but he said, I want to be completely healed. And he wanted to have that part healed. And so he did. I'll just say that. And he was able to remove all of the apparatus, and he was fine. And another couple came, and they were an older couple, and they said that their eye doctor had given them both the same diagnosis of macular degeneration, glaucoma, and cataracts. And Billy Burke prayed over them, and they could see. By the end of the service on the 3rd day, the man said on the last night, he said, I drove for the first time in 2 years. And his wife said, I couldn't read my Bible, and I can read now. So anyway, and then another lady had a detached retina. And one of the people from the church worked at an eye doctor's office there in town. And she said, I just want to tell you guys, if somebody has a detached retina, it's very serious, and you will lose your eyesight if you don't go immediately, like within 24 to 48 hours, to an eye doctor and have a bubble put on the back of it. You'll lose your eyesight. She said, I just want you to know, if this person's healed, just how serious this condition was. So he prayed for her, and what he does is he prays for people, and then after he lets them, he watches them for a while, and then he'll check on them throughout the service to see how they're doing. And they just, over the time of the meetings, get better and better. And so by the end of the last service, they said I'm sorry, I'm talking about the woman with the detached retina. She went up the last night, and she said, when I looked at you that first night, it was like there was a zigzag. When I looked at you, there was this zigzag. She said, it's gone, and I can see. She said, it's not 100%. I'm not 20/20, but I can see without my glasses. So, and there were, who else was healed? I mean, there were so many. There was a woman who came and testified to her healing from the last time he had come to town, and she said, I think she was a missionary. She said, I've been to 20 countries, sharing Jesus. And she said, I got this condition, and it was like this horrible pain in her side, and it wrapped around her body. And she went to the doctor, and no one could figure out what was wrong with her. And she ended up going to, I think she said, 27 different doctors. She went to New York to some really high up, well-known doctors. They could not diagnose her. She said, I tried Oxycontin, oxycodone. She said, I tried morphine, and nothing would help the pain. And she asked, so she called a friend of hers that was that knew a lot of people in ministry. And she said, who do you know that has the gift of healing, like for real, like, the real deal? And she says, I need no fooling around. I need, the real thing. And he goes, well, let me check around. And he said, I'll get back to you. So he called her back, and he goes, Billy Burke. So she looked him up, and his ministry's in Florida. And so she was going to go to Florida. She was going to fly to Florida to be in a meeting. And one of her friends looked online. She goes, well, you know what? He's going to be in Eufaula, Oklahoma, which was only I think it's from Fort Smith, Arkansas to Eufaula is like, I don't know, an hour or two. So just like right down the road from her, he was going to be there. So she didn't have to fly to Florida. And so she went to the meeting, and I guess she had lost so much weight. She was down to 110 pounds and just miserable, couldn't sleep. And she got healed at his meeting. So she came to testify about it, and she looked fine. She looked wonderful. And you know, it was, I mean, the people from the church knew her and remembered her coming and what she looked like. So it was just really cool. And he has people come from all over the world. People come from Africa, I mean, just everywhere, that have seen him online and they need their healing. So anyway, I just wanted to tell about that in case anybody needs healing or knows somebody that needs healing. You can watch it online. Okay, I am back, and I've got the pages inked on the edges, and of course I would find one that I haven't inked yet. So what I'm doing is I'm looking to find the signatures I want to do, and I think I'm going to do 5 signatures. I don't need to do 5, but I'm going to, because I did the Esther journal last, and I did the open spine binding that I just sort of came up with, and I really love it. So I'm still not over it, and so I think I want to do it again. And so here, let me show you. I've got it laying here. The Esther journal that I did this open spine binding, and so each signature got its own separate fabric. And of course I did a whole bunch of, what did I do? Gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 signatures. And so I think I'm going to do that same sort of technique again. And so I took my pages that are from the kit, and I split them into 5 signatures. Now here's the other thing. There are some of these pages that I just think are so beautiful. This scene here, this painting that says the windows of heaven. And this painting of them harvesting the wheat. And I like this a lot, of this orchard. And this painting of where they're doing a potato harvest. It says, calling your harvest. And then this scene here where this family's going out to, I guess, cut wheat. So I kind of want them to be in the center of a signature, because then you can see the whole thing. Now they'll have corner pockets and there'll be things tucked over them, but I just want to be able to open it up if I wanted to and still kind of see the scene. So that will be the center page of a signature. So I've split these up. I've got like folded all which ways, but I've got like 3 in this one, 3 in this, 3 in all of them except this one. It only is going to have 2. So that means I'm going to come up with some other pages, and of course that's no problem. I need some actual journaling pages, and I always kind of like to have at least 1 cloth page in all my journals. And so I'm going to start to pull those out and kind of begin to get these other signatures kind of fluffed up. And so one of the things I do, let me get out the eco print that I did, gosh, last year. I also like to include one of those. Now these are printed on really heavy watercolor paper. And actually, I've scanned these in, and these are in kits on my Etsy page if you like these eco print papers. They're scanned in. So I am going to include one of them, and I love that one. I think I'll put that one in. So there's one page. Okay, I found them. Here, these are, what I did is I took the thin copy paper, just like you'd run through a copier for a letter, and I sprayed them. I mixed up instant coffee in a little spray bottle, really like 2 big heaping spoonfuls of instant coffee and a little bit of water. And then I took my stencils and I laid them on the paper and just sprayed them with the coffee. And then when they dried, I got these, and they're light enough that you could write around the design. And so I'm going to use some of these Some of them are a little too intense maybe to journal on. But you could journal on the back side. So I think I'm going to put at least one of these in each signature. So looking for the ones that are the lightest as far as, so you could write on them if you wanted to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the one that has one less page, I'm going to add an extra one of these pages, I think, because this could be written on. So there's that. And then the other thing that I like to include, I like to have brown paper in my journals. And so, okay, found my roll of brown paper. And I also found some fabric pages I'd made a while back. And I used the Tim Holtz fabrics. And I have, of course, there's videos on how to do this in my video, different ones. But in case you're interested, what I use is this Heat and Bond light. Got it at Hobby Lobby. And you just iron it on your piece of fabric and then flip it over and peel off the paper. Lay your second piece of fabric over it and iron it. And it fuses the two fabrics together. So that's how I did that. So there's a page I'll put in. And then let me get one of these pages here and just figure out how big I need this to be. Mark it and then fold it, tear it. So by doing these separate signatures with this open spine, what it does is it gives me a lot of opportunities to use fabric, which I love. And so now I get to pick out 5 fabrics that I want to show on the spine. And I think that the cover, I found this chenille bedspread at a flea market, and it's peach colored. And I think that that will be my cover, or at least the base of it. Here, I'll show it to you. So here this is. So I'm going to use that, I think, for the base, and I may sew other strips over the top of it, but that'll be the cover and the back cover. So I'm gonna fold these extra pages up and ink them and get them into shape to put into a journal, and then I will be back. Okay, so I thought I would just check in. I found some pages out of a hymnal that I had tea stained, and they were barely hanging together, and then by the time I inked the edges, they came apart. So I am going to cut a strip of paper to glue and reinforce them. Let's see, something like this. I just wanted to I hope that's enough. I think I'll tear it. I think I got it a little too wide. I don't want to eat into the songs or the music notes and all that. So I'm going to tear the edge off of one edge off of this. And let's let's see. And tear this down here. And there I have a page. And then the other side, I think will be fine. I don't think I need to do 2 pieces. I don't want to make it too thick where it's going to be bound. And then I took my other different pages. I pulled out some tea stain pages that I had that I'd folded and tea stained. And just kind of random pages. And I want to do some stamping on them. I also pulled a piece of paper out of my, I don't know if any of you guys subscribe to the Stampington or Somerset Studio magazines, you know, like here's one. And they have papers in them that you can tear out and use. And so I'm going to use one piece of that, I think, in this journal too, just to do something a little different. And I'm going to get out my stamp pad, if I can remember what I did with it, with the writing on it. I have some that looks like a letter. I don't want to ruin like the places where people can journal, but I just kind of thought I would do just a little bit of that. Just here and there. Hopefully that doesn't mess up anybody's journaling. So, of course, I think I have these, I put my signatures together like they're a done deal, and then I go and do something like this. So now I'm going to go back through and just kind of hit these, some of them. I think that's all I want to do there. Or maybe this one. And move this out of the way. I've got the alphabet, and I've got one that looks like newspaper. So maybe I'll do some of that. This one. Go back to my letter. Just so it's not naked. Just a little bit of something on there. And this, I think I'm going to put this over here too, because this has the the numbers that I used through that paste, and I think that this alphabet sort of looks cool with it. I think I like the handwriting one on this one. Okay. Here's the page I got out of the Somerset Studio. So I kind of felt like I wanted to touch it since somebody else designed it. Okay, and also on this design page, I'm going to doodle a little bit. Just like I said, I kind of want to have some sort of hand done. Something I did on this page. So I'm just going to do a little edge here. This is sort of mesmerizing when I do this. It's like, or hypnotizing or something. This is an easy one to do, so I think I'll just do it on the other side too. All right. Not much, but a little something. Okay, now I'm going to go and sort these pages back out and combine them into signatures. Okay, I think I've got them divided up. Each one has about 5 pages in it, and kind of a mixture of the ones from the kit and then these other pages that I've done. And so I've got 5 signatures. So what I'm going to do is, in the next video, I'm going to bind them, and then I'm going to put the fabric on them that will show in the spine, because it's going to be an open spine journal. So I think that's it for today, and if you like the video, please click like and think about subscribing, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.